In late 2018, I was very fortunate to be able to get my hands on a Park Avenue in alligator leather and in the brown color. This was a special makeup that somebody had ordered and returned. When I received them, I thought they were very nice shoes. The uppers looked fantastic. However, there were two things with the shoe that I did not like. The first was that they came with the black VIP rubber sole, which I thought really took away from the shoe. And the other thing is that the person who returned them had worn them on carpet for a few days, and there was a pretty strong impression in the ball of the foot. Now, you might be thinking that alligator leather is stiff, but it's quite the opposite, actually. It's a very soft leather that flexes very easily. So, facing this issue, I wanted to figure out how I could resole them the best way. And I looked into Allen Edmonds, but they do not offer a JR sole on recrafting unless it's a shell cordovan shoe. But the other reason why I was hesitant to send them to Allen Edmonds is because I've had shoes in the past that returned from recrafting and they had damage on them that was not on them before. And in this case, I really didn't want to take a risk, so I knew I would be sending them to safe hands by sending them to Bedo's Leatherworks in Falls Church under Steve. When I sent these to Steve, I told him just a couple of things that I wanted. I wanted the edge sole to be some kind of light tan so it could create a contrast with the upper. And I also requested a JR sole, and I wanted the Allen Edmonds logo on the shoe sole as well. The rest of it, though, I was pretty flexible with. Steve was actually pretty excited about these shoes, and he asked me if he could put some kind of alligator design on the bottom of the sole, and I said, sure, that's not an issue. When I received the shoes, they exceeded my expectations. To begin with, the sides of the soles look excellent. If you look carefully at the edges of the sole, you'll see this little edge that sticks out on the bottom. He's imitating the Alden soles. In addition to that, the heel stack looks fantastic, and if you compare it to Alden soles, you can see just how similar it looks. I did ask him if we could do wheeling on the shoe, which he calls fudging, and he said it was no issue, and he put it around the entire shoe, which was unexpected because Allen Edmonds will usually just do it in the front of the shoe. In addition to this, he changed the laces from black to brown, which I think makes sense because the sole is now brown. If you look at the bottom of the sole, you can see, first of all, he added some extra nails in there, which was a nice touch. He put the Allen Edmonds logo like I requested. And in addition to this, he has it so he's hiding the stitching in the front part of the sole, which I've seen before on some of the high-end Crockett & Jones and other British shoes. So I didn't ask him to do this, but it looks fantastic, and thank you, Steve. I am very pleased with the result, and I wouldn't hesitate to send him another pair of shoes in the future. However, it's going to be limited to just a few of my best pairs because he is more pricey, but you get what you pay for. So if you have a pair of shoes that you really care about, then some kind of leather that perhaps there's something you can't replace and they're very valuable to you, I definitely would recommend Steve for resoling. If there was one minor thing I could change about this shoe, I would change the brass nails into some kind of silver or chrome, and I would change the logo into silver or chrome. But this really is not a big deal because nobody sees the bottom of your shoe anyway, and most shoes have brass by default, and it doesn't look bad. It's just something I would prefer because I'm not a huge fan of brass and gold. So I'll conclude by saying thank you very much, Steve. You did a great job on my shoes, and I look forward to wearing these.